I realize that's not necessarily full screen, but let's see how it goes as a test. So let me close this. So I'm looking out of the corner of my eye about here. Let's look down at the phone. Just to make sure the channel is going. Broadcast activity. Elements. Okay. Whenever you're ready to kick in. Search channels. Okay, something's coming up. And looks like it's working. Can I hear myself? Testing, testing, testing. Okay, something's coming up. Cool. Okay. I can occasionally look down at the chat. I need to find my controller. Only I put it on my tower, but I did not. I put it over here. Okay. Alright, let's get comfortable. Make sure this is properly on. 460 audio. Say good chat. And let's go. Not endorsed by NASA in any way.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space, and none will be so difficult or expensive to accomplish.
Cool. Close that again. And back in here. Cool. Okay. Feel free to take breaks. Sorry, 103. Recenter at any time. Hold. Press the controller start button. So, okay. Options, subtitles off, music 10, sound effects, stage select, nope. Extras. Music player coming soon. Press the back button. So if you look at the dot here, I don't know if you assume you're seeing live vision, but the like speck of dust. Gone. Out of my vision, so it seems like no, never mind. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's an example. I noticed in when I was playing with Unity Dev for Oculus that sometimes the bounding box for the player's camera or the player head can be quite big. Yeah. Interact. Let's go. Down the phone. Okay.
No man can fully grasp how far and how fast we have come. But condense, if you will, the 50,000 years of man's recorded history in a time span of but a half a century. Stated in these terms, we know very little about the first 40 years, except at the end of them, advanced man had learned to use the skin of animals to cover them.
Whoops.
Then about 10 years ago, under this standard, man emerged from his caves to construct other kinds of shelter. Only 5 years ago, man learned to write and use a cart with wheels. Christianity began less than 2 years ago. The printing press came this year. And then less than 2 months ago, during this whole 50-year span of human history, the steam engine provided a new source of power. Newton explored the meaning of gravity. Last month, electric lights and telephones and automobiles and airplanes became available. Only last week, we developed penicillin and television and nuclear power. And now, if America's new spacecraft succeeds in reaching Venus, we will have literally reached the stars before midnight tonight. This is a breathtaking pace, and such a pace cannot help but create new ills as it dispels old. New ignorance, new problems, new dangers. Surely the opening vistas of space promise high costs and hardships, as well as high reward. So it is not surprising that some would have us stay where we are a little longer, to rest, to wait. But this city of Houston, this state of Texas, this country of the United States was not built by those who waited and rested and wished to look behind them. For the eyes of the world now look into space, to the moon, and to the planets beyond. And we have vowed that we shall not see it governed by a hostile flag of conquest, but by a banner of freedom and peace. The exploration of space will go ahead, whether we join in it or not. And it is one of the great adventures of all time. Those who came before us made certain that this country rode the first waves of the Industrial Revolution, the first waves of modern invention, and the first wave of nuclear power. And this generation does not intend to founder in the backwash of the coming age of space. We mean to be a part of it. We mean to lead it. Its hazards are hostile to us all. Its conquest deserves the best of all mankind. And its opportunity for peaceful cooperation may never come again. But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, Why climb the highest mountain? Why 35 years ago fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon.
Oh,
We choose to go to the moon.
pressed.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win on the other side.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Twin.
So
Tranquility, we copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
I think the momentous, most memorable thing that I can recall about that particular day was the opportunity while my two friends here were being put into the spacecraft to stand alone by myself out there and look at the rocket and the quietness and see the sun come up and the waves rolling in and the evidence of the millions of people watching, but nothing specific and just so quiet, and to realize that indeed such a contrast was going to take place, all the frantic activity preparing the rocket, but it was so quiet up there for me personally, and that in a very few moments we were going to be departing in a great roar and off for a momentous event.
I thought we had a 90% chance of getting back safely to Earth on that flight, but only a 50-50 chance of making a successful landing on the first attempt. There's so many unknowns in that descending from lunar orbit down to the surface that had not been demonstrated yet by testing. It's a risk-reward equation, and you're able to accept a level of risk so long as it's commensurate with the reward that you will get by achieving the goal that you're after.
I was tracking there, so I should probably. Ooh, January. Give me a second.
T-minus 1 minute, 35 seconds on the Apollo mission, the flight to land of the first men on the moon. All indications coming in to the control center at this time indicate we are go. 1 minute, 25 seconds and counting. Our status board indicates the third stage completely pressurized. 80-second mark has now been passed. We'll go on full internal power at the 50-second mark in the countdown. Guidance system goes on internal at 17 seconds, leading up to the ignition sequence at 8.9 seconds. We're approaching the 60-second mark on the Apollo 11 mission. T-minus 60 seconds and counting. We passed T-minus 60. 55 seconds and counting. Neil Armstrong just reported back. It's been a real smooth countdown. We passed the 50-second mark. Power transfer is complete. We're on internal power with the launch vehicle at this time. 40 seconds away from the Apollo 11 liftoff. All the second stage tanks now pressurized. 35 seconds and counting. We are still go with Apollo 11. 30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower clear.
We got a roll program. Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on proper heading. Plus 30 seconds. Roll complete and mission program. One Bravo. Altitude's 2 miles. All 11 Houston, you're good at 1 minute. Downrange 1 mile, altitude 4 miles now. Velocity 2,195 feet per second. 11 Houston, thrusters go. All engines, you're looking good. Hi, Roger, you're loud and clear, Houston. We're through the region of maximum dynamic pressure now. 11 Houston, your guidance is converged. You're looking good. Set 8 miles downrange, 12 miles high. Velocity 4,000 feet per second. Stand by for mode 1, Charlie. Mark, mode 1, Charlie. 1, Charlie. Cliff Charlesworth taking a staging status. This is Houston, you are go for staging. Tower's gone. Roger, tower. Inboard cutoff. Inboard engines out. I'm inboard cutoff. Houston, be advised the visual is go today. This is Houston, roger out. Yeah, they finally gave me a window to look at.
I think certainly to go as far away as the moon and look back on the Earth certainly does affect your perspective. And then when you see it, tiny as your thumbnail held out in front of you at arm's length, that sort of gets your attention. A beautiful sight, tiny, pristine, blue and white, very fragile-looking object, shining like a beautiful little headlight out there in the black velvet of space. It does change your perspective. It makes you think that we have to take better care of this little fragile entity, because it is fragile.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Slightly less than 1 minute to ignition, and everything is go. Roger, Apollo 11's go.
Ship is really nice. Yeah. Good.
Ignition. ignition, and the thrust is go. Apollo 11, this is Houston at 1 minute. Trajectory and guidance look good, and the stage is good.
Apollo 11. We're showing velocity 35,570 feet per second.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Around 3.5 minutes. You're still looking good. Your predicted cutoff is right on the nominal.
Roger, Apollo 11, go. We're showing velocity 35,570 feet per second. Altitude 177 nautical miles.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. You are go at 5 minutes.
Roger, Apollo 11, go.
Oh, Jesus. Right. Okay. You will be first required to pitch, rotate, or pitch/rotate the command module so it is facing the lunar module. Once you have completed this, you will need to thrust the command module forward and keep both spacecraft aligned using the aiming reticles. We recommend you do this as gently as possible to avoid damaging the spacecraft. Okay. So, separation. And then rotation. And then capture. Right. So, translate. Left, right, up, down. Restart, skip. Okay, so restart what we want. Recenter. Accelerate and decelerate. Check as possible. And pitch up and down. Okay, so let's try this. Okay. 3 hours and 16 minutes into the Z mission.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Your go for separation. Our system's recommendation is arm both spiral buses, over.
Okay, spiral B coming armed. My intent is to use bottle primary 1 as per the checklist, therefore I just turned A on.
Roger, we concur with the logic.
There we go. Separation confirmed. Oh, J. Right. Oh, that's a recenter against this. Okay, transpose the graphs by pitching over north. After
we don't need to rotate the spacecraft now.
Okay, but I don't know what I'm rotating it with. Well, I'll be able to
Okay, we got the Eagle in view.
Okay.
Moving forward. 40 meters.
Oh, shit. Probably. I couldn't expect it to be inverted slightly. Yeah, I keep sucking into me and burn it. That's pretty throwing me off. It's a spacecraft.
30 meters.
Or a craft.
25.
For lack of conversion.
20 meters.
Do not come
15 meters.
What? What? Decelerate.
10 meters.
Christ.
8 meters. 6. 5 meters. 3. 2 meters. 1 meter.
Right. Use the co-op picture above. You may use either rocket to look through. Allow your craft with lunar module. Docking target shows above. Okay. Let's try that again. Right. Before we do that, let's check. Okay, let's face this might be not the way I want to face. Oops. Did I just lose the whole chat? Ooh. I saw James had posted stuff. Ooh. Okay, anyway. Whew, here we go again. Alright, so. No, I have one eye closed this time. Maybe I should have zoomed. Maybe I should have gone up close rather than sitting back here. That might make more sense. You see the pictures inverted.
Okay, we got the eagle in view.
Are you ready? On the rovers. Okay. So much. It's like just so dense and try. Oh, it's better. Yeah. Looks good. Easy past. Do it have to be rotated a certain way? Translate craft to adjust your alignment by using the left stick. I wonder if I have to be pressed. I wonder if I have to be rotated. I'm not realizing.
Moving forward. Meters.
My instinct is
30
totally
meters.
inverted through the throttle.
$25. $20 meters.
If I miss it the second time. Now use the A button to
15
accelerate.
meters.
Where's my current small thing? Do not hit up means you turn it up until it heats up. Continue adjusting your alignment by trimming this stick. Fucking
10 meters.
inversion. God, that is really getting to me. Oh.
$8 meters.
Just goes against every instinct I have. So I guess it feels like I'm controlling direction and not movement.
6.
Which I am doing. Controlling direction. Yeah. So
5
it's
meters.
just what I'm used to.
Three. 2 meters. 1 meter.
And then what was that? I just pressed the Android open what apps are open button. Alright, how are we getting? We're getting. Align your craft of the lunar module's docking target as shown above. Gently approach with your craft to capture the LM. Controls work. Let's get to cinematic. I wonder how you do it with the. Probably should have read the instructions again. Okay, well. So, let's go. This time it's 10. Times 300. Here we go.
Okay, we got the Eagle in view.
So if I have to rotate it, then how do I rotate it? To be. Yeah, I can't really rotate. I can. Yeah, no, I can't pitch in the horizontal direction. Because this is the angle I'm 100% going in, I think. Yeah.
Moving forward. $20 meters.
Yeah, I'm going one trust this time. I kinda don't give a fuck. Just go on, let's go.
15 meters.
Okay.
10 meters.
Accelerate.
8 meters.
9 supposed to connect to this thing and not
5 meters.
let this misunderstanding whatever we're supposed to connect to. Even if the top it doesn't connect to this.
3
Explain what
2
this
meters.
is. Oh.
1 meter.
Seems to make more sense.
And capture.
Hell yeah.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Radio check, over.
Roger, we've got the high gain locked on now, I believe, auto tracking now.
Okay, you're coming in loud and clear, but Mike is just barely readable.
How is Neil? How are you reading, Mike?
Loud and clear now, Mike, and we understand that you are docked.
That's fine.
Mike Collins.
Houston, we're ready for LEM ejection.
Roger, go for a LEM ejection.
Thank you.
Oh, Jesus.
Apollo 11, this is Houston, over.
Roger, Houston, Apollo 11, go ahead.
Roger, could you give us some comments on how the transposition and docking went, over?
Yeah, I thought it went pretty well, Houston, although I expect I used more gas than I've been using in the simulator. Except for using a little more gas, and I'd be interested in your numbers on that. Everything went nominally.
This is Houston. Roger, we copy.
Talking speed. Yeah. Fairness. Exciting.
Eagle, Houston, the alignment and the initialization look good to us, over. Roger, thank you. Eagle, Houston, would you have Columbia go to the high gain, yaw 0, pitch -20, over?
Here you go. 1 minute till take. You guys take care.
See you later. Apollo 11, Houston, we are go for undocking, over. Roger, understand. Roger, Eagle, undock. Roger, how does it look? The Eagle has wind. Roger. Eagle, Houston, we see you on the steerable, over.
I do believe you got thrusters on board that vehicle.
Okay, you got it. Do it, native. Roger, let us know when you're ready to copy. We have a DOI pad and a PDI pad, over. Guidance says we're go. Coming up on 5 minutes to ignition. Gene Kranz getting a go, no-go for descent. Okay, all flight controllers, I'm going around the horn. Make your go, no-goes based on the data you had for an LOS. See, we got it back. Give you another few seconds. We're going, fine. Okay, retro, go. Vital, go. Guide, go. Control, go. Self-com, go. GNC, go. Ecom, go. Surgeon, go. Capcom, we're go to continue TDI.
Oh, good. Right, let's see. Oh, thrust back. Braking visibility phase, landing phase. Look for a landing indicator. Potentially. Hold up for additional thrust. Translate. Left. So they're saying left, right is 10. Backward? That's great. Landing site marker, recenter. Restart, skip. There's some questionable button signs there. So recenter is 6. Markers that. Pitch, forwards, backwards, left, right. Trust. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We're doing it live. No simulations here.
Altitude 5,200 feet. Altitude 4,200 feet. You're go for landing, over. Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Top alarm. 1600. 1400 feet, still looking very good.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Well, that was 80. So, they didn't do anything. Not the wrong way anyway, so.
Roger, 1202, wait time here.
I am supposed to do this. I don't do that. Oh, it seems to cut. Alright, so let's restart. Ugh. Deary me. Okay, so. Yeah. It seems like A was cutting my thrust, but it's not mentioned there. So. Angle the craft to slow its ascending for. Right. Hold up for additional thrust. Okay, so I don't want to thrust to get away from it. Alright, well, let's try this once more. So, we want to angle the craft, so that's great.
Altitude 5,200 feet. Altitude 4,200. Houston, you're go for landing, over. Roger, understand, go for landing, 3,000 feet. Top alarm. 1201. Roger, 1201. 2,000 feet, 2,000 feet. Into the ag, 47 degrees. Roger. Altitude 1600
Mr.
degrees.
Harper, right?
1,400 feet, still looking very good. Roger, 1202, wait time here. 700 feet, 21 down, 33 degrees. 540 feet down.
At least I'm first.
30.
Is
Down
that
to 15, then 400 feet down to 9. 300 feet down, 3.5. 47 forward. 11 forward, come down nicely, 200 feet. 4.5 down, 5.5 down.
Yeah. To that range, good. Use the gauge to verify your pitch relative to the moon surface. The more you are pitched over, the faster you fall. Data register, which is ground speed and feet per second, and data register 3 cells. Ground speed and feet. Right. It's more. Nice. Less orchestral or electronic, but still spacey. Who's X? Right, so let's see. Still don't get it, being honest. Especially landing site indicator.
Altitude 5,200 feet. Altitude 4,200. Houston, you're go for landing, over. Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Top arm. 1201. 1201. Roger, 1201.
Oh, I already put myself. Wonder what I'm doing wrong, or how I can better understand what I'm doing wrong. So pitch heavy, pitch not so heavy, pitch thrusting. All right. So pitch, thrust. I guess this
Altitude 5,200 feet.
altitudes diagram. I'll be able to reach what I'm supposed to be. Am I supposed to be out here? Like, okay, it was here, standing. There should be like.
Altitude 4,200. Houston, you're go for landing, over.
That's what it's supposed to be. It's exactly that on. I'm my normal standing. Pretty normal standing.
Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Top alarm. 1201. 1201. Roger, 1201 alarm. 2,000 feet. 2,000 feet. Into the ag. 47 degrees. Roger. 37 degrees. Altitude 1,600. 1,400 feet, still looking very good.
I'm drifting to landing ready.
Roger, 1202, we copy it. 700 feet, 21 down, 33 degrees. 540 feet down at 30, and at 15. At 400 feet down at 9.
Don't make it strong right now, so it's pushing me. I don't get it. Cinematic.
I'll leave it flu. Relay to us. See if they got me now. I got good signal strength in flu.
Okay, you should have him now, Houston.
Eagle, we got you now. It's looking good, over.
But they don't accurately show this then.
Eagle, Houston, after yaw around, angled S-band pitch, -9er, yaw, +18. Altitude 5,200 feet. Manual out of deep control is good. Roger, copy. Altitude 4,200. Houston, you're a go for landing, over.
That's what better.
Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Stop alarm. 1201. 1201. Roger, 1201 alarm. Where go? Same tide. Where go? 2,000 feet. 2,000 feet. Into the ag. 47 degrees. Roger. 47 degrees. Eagle looking great. Your go. Altitude 1,600. 1,400 feet, still looking very good. Roger, 1202.
Doesn't have much pitch. Is that one?
35 degrees. 35 degrees. 750. Coming down to 23. 700 feet, 21 down.
So I guess
33
I'm always
degrees.
pitching too much.
100 feet down to 19. 540 feet down to 30.
That's
Down to
sure.
15.
Considering
And
it's
400 feet down at 9.
after movement.
Gate forward. 10 and 50 feet down at 4. 30, rip the half down. They're pegged on horizontal velocity. 10 feet down 3.5. 47 forward. On 1.5 down. 70. Got the shadow up there. 50 down at 2.5. 19 forward. Altitude, velocity, light. 8.5 down. 220 feet. 13 forward. 11 forward, coming down nicely. 200 feet. 4.5 down. 5.5 down.
Excuse me.
Within 60 feet. 6.5 down. 5.5 down. 9 forward. And 20 feet. 100 feet, 3.5 down, 9 forward. 5%. 185.
Probably
Stay
close location
75
too.
feet. Guys looking good, down a half. 6 forward. 60 seconds. Lights on.
Dust is being
Down
done.
2.5. Forward. Forward. 40 feet down 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Big shadow. 4 forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little. Down a half. 30 seconds. Forward. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. EPA at a descent.
Cool.
Nose control both auto, descent engine command override off. Engine arm off. 413 is in. We copy you down, Eagle. Griffin, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot. I'm at the foot of the ladder. The limb footbeds are only depressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches. Although the surface appears to be very, very fine-grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder. Ground mass is very fine. I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Sure.
Fast
I can pick it up loosely with my toe. It does adhere in fine layers, like powdered charcoal, to the sole and sides of my boot. I only go in a small fraction of an inch, maybe an eighth of an inch, but I can see the footprints of my boots and the treads and the fine sandy particles. Yeah, this is Houston. We're copying. There seems to be no difficulty in moving around as we suspected. It's even perhaps easier than the simulations of 16G that we performed in various simulations on the ground. Absolutely no trouble to walk around.
Oh. Interesting.
Neil and Buzz, the President of the United States is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you. Over. That would be an honor. Go ahead, Mr. President. This is Houston out.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made. I just can't tell you how proud we all are of what you do. For every American, this has to be the proudest day of our lives. And for people all over the world, I am sure they too join with America in recognizing what an immense feat this is. Because of what you have done, the heavens have become a part of man's world. And as you talk to us from the Sea of Tranquility, it inspires us to redouble our efforts to bring peace and tranquility to Earth. For one priceless moment in the whole history of man, all the people on this earth are truly one. One in their pride in what you have done, and one in our prayers that you will return safely to Earth.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a great honor and privilege for us to be here representing not only the United States, but men of peace of all nations, and with interest and a curiosity and with a vision for the future. Honor for us to be able to participate here today.
And thank you very much, and I look forward, all of us look forward to seeing you on the Hornet on Thursday.
Tranquility Base, Houston. Roger, go ahead. Roger, our guidance recommendation is pings, and you're cleared for takeoff. Roger, understand. We're number one on the runway. Roger.
Behind. Banished to the moon. A man who vows revenge. There she is.
Yep.
There it is. There it is.
8, 7, 6,
There we are.
5, 4,
There
3,
we
and on ascent, proceed.
Oh man, that's fucking cool. Far as fuck.
Beautiful. 26, 36 feet per second up. Very smooth. Balance comes along. Very quiet ride. There's that much crater on there.
Thousand feet high, 80 feet per second vertical rise. Diego Houston, request manual start override.
Roger.
2,600 feet altitude. Eagle Houston, you're looking good to us.
"44 hours after leaving the lunar surface at a speed of 36,000 feet per second, Apollo 11 hits Earth's atmosphere, heating up deep penetrator. Chasing. Advance. Keep resisting, I suppose.
Houston, we got the service module going by.
Roger, thank you.
And it's rotating just like it should be. Thrusters are firing.
nautical miles high, velocity 33,000 feet per second.
Houston, we'll have you for about 3-4 minutes through Redstone and then pick you up after blackout through Orion. Roger.
Guidance reports Apollo 11 right down the middle of the corridor.
And 11 Houston, you're going over the hill there shortly. You're looking mighty fine to us. See you later.
I'm on the outside. Oh no, let's see. Maybe advance. So here, there we go. Could be setting the.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space, and none will be so difficult or expensive to accomplish.
Apollo 11, Houston, through Orion. Houston and the blind airboss has the visual contact. Apollo 11 Houston, standing by for your disk reading, over. Apollo 11, this is Hornet, over. Apollo 11, read the last core. Our position 1330, 16915.
Aircraft reports visual with 3 full tubes.
Condition of crew, over. Condition of crew, 3,500 feet on the way down. 11 is Hornet, copy. 11 Hornet, what's your splashdown error, over? Okay, our splashdown error is our latitude 1330, 16915.
Cool.
Massachusetts.
Cool. Credits. David Weedle. Trash. Mario. Montalina. Nick Pittman. David Weedle. I met him. Nice guy. Thank you. Secession studies. Cool. Broski. If I press continue, where do I go? Nice. Well, that was cool. Okay, let's see. Oculus home. DC. Okay. Nothing at all. Oof. That was something. Very well. Thank you for watching. I should think about that.